Hello, and welcome to another Master Programming with AI with Dr. Chuck. This is a new edition, a new thing. If you've seen some of my other ones, this is the first time that you've seen me in my bathrobe. And I think I'm going to start being in my bathrobe more often. So the reason for the bathrobe is that sometimes I'm sleeping and today I went to bed a little early, and so I got enough sleep, and my body. I just finished the first live event of my Computer Architecture for Everybody online course, www.cafree.com, and I've been thinking about all the things I want to add to my learning management system, my Sugi learning management system, which is one of the things you see me coding on a lot in this podcast. So I met with some students I'd known for years, some brand new friends, and now the class is starting, and I'm just totally like, my brain is just like, you need new features, because I'm using this thing called Sugi to do this Computer Architecture for Everybody. And what's cool about it is I'm using a learning management system that is of my own making. And so if I feel like one of these features needs to change, I'm the only customer of this. No one else is using this software, and I own the production servers. I can make changes to this software anytime I want. Okay, and so I'm like, I work with the students, and then I'm just like, I walk by. There we go. And so I meet with the students, and then I walk out of that, and I'm like, oh, I need grades, right? There's no calendar. So I'll just have this little, like, I write this little thing that says page history, lessons in the database calendar. And these are new features. Now, AI is so fun at new features. Some of the things you've seen me do in AI are cleaning up old code. And that's also important. One of my goals is I've got this 10-year-old code base, and I want it to be elegant and easy to use and use best practices. Like, my code base went from PHP 5 to PHP 7 to PHP 8, and even the PHP 8s themselves are kind of weird. And so I've developed this very defensive coding style because PHP screws you on every new release. And so I use some pretty crufty patterns in my code, because I want something that works from PHP 5 through PHP 8.4. But you know what? I don't need that. There's no way I'm going to run this code on PHP 5 ever again. And so I can just tell AI, I say, like, go take this little pattern that I use that I find repulsive because I had to do it, and go fix it all. And AI loves that. It is so good at that. So part of what I do with AI is like deal with tech debt. And the nice thing about that is the more elegant I make my code base slowly over time, the more that code base can be understood by AI, the better it can be understood by AI. So a big part, I think, of AI, what we're going to be doing is taking legacy code bases and just polishing them up. And we're doing that in the Sakai project as well. Polishing legacy code. And it's like, there's taking a piece of code, like in the Sakai, we just redid the polls tool, and it was a wretched piece of code, but it worked. And so we just fixed bugs in it. And then somebody finally just started, 2 people, Sam and then later Earl, finished it. Just like thought to themselves, could AI rewrite this damn thing? You can read the code, legacy code, it gets it right. And so Earl and Sam, Sam just went after it with AI and kind of got it. AI gets you to this 80% thing, but it's not good enough to commit. And then Earl probably spent 3 times more time than Sam did finishing the last 20%. And afterwards, we even found a few bugs, and QA found stuff. But at the end of the day, we ended up with this nasty code base that no one really liked ever going into, to some of the prettiest code in Sakai. And so that's a big part of AI. And so I'm doing that same thing in Sugi, which is the learning management system for computer architecture for everybody and Python for everybody. But what's cool is I spend about half my time cleaning up legacy perfectly working legacy code that is unnecessarily crufty and ugly because a long history of the code living through a number of versions of PHP. And those are fun. I do them slowly. I do them a little one piece at a time so I can kind of verify everyone. I loaded every one of the things. I load them into production. I run production. Usually after about 24, 36 hours of production, I feel pretty good about it. And then I start thinking about the next one. But then the real payoff, I mean, I do that all the time. Sometimes I'll wake up and, add some data model items for things that I'm going to think about in the future. Because one of the things I have in here is a calendar and assignment due dates. And so I've put the code in yesterday. I actually did that live during office hours because students are like, how do you code? So I actually did a real simple thing where I added a couple of data model items to Sugi, and I showed him how that did, and that's done. Now I still haven't written any like calendar or date management or assignment due dates, but I got data model items, and I like to do that sometimes. Is like I migrate my data model early, and then I later write the code, and that way I don't have to deploy code that depends on new data models because those new data models have already been rolled into production, have been applied, and the data model's just sitting there. So then when I write code that depends on that data model, it's okay. Some things, like the thing I'm contemplating today doing, is all new code that no one's really using except me. And so I don't have to worry so much because it's not like critical core production for Python for everybody. And so I can put it up, and if I only got 60 students using this, and if 60 students see a trace back, they'll send me email and then I'll fix it. So the thing I'm working on is sort of a joyous new feature, and AI doing new features is just joyous, but you have to get to the point where you fix the legacy crap so that your new features go in smoothly. And so there's a whole bunch of things that I've done in the code base. I refactored from a PHP file-based view mode to a controller-based view mode with a thing called fast route, and my code was ugly. I was doing exactly the same thing, but I look at my code and I like it. It's more testable and more understandable, and AI is doing most of the understanding, but I made it more understandable for AI. So the code that I'm working on is these pages. So the pages tool, Sakai has a wiki tool, Canvas has a pages tool. Canvas just stole the Sakai wiki tool. If you look it's in the code base, it's still called wiki in many ways. But the idea is, like, I've got this front page for the course. You only see this front page when you log in. And I can edit the course. There's a specially named page that allows me to change this material. So I can go into pages, and this is the front page. I can edit it, and I can say, hello world, and I can save it. And now I've just updated the website because this is my page. I took this pattern from how I teach my Coursera courses. Hey, let me bring this up a little differently. File, float on top. Yes, that doesn't go away. Okay, so that's what I want to work on today, is changing the pages tool. And the thing, I woke up, and I may have thought about this a couple of months ago, but I hadn't thought about it for a while. And then again, meeting my students in online live office hours, like, I'm going to edit these files. I should add a history feature, and that's what I've got written down here is page history. It's like a wiki. And so I want a page history tool. And historically, when you build a wiki system, you find that the history part is the hardest part. So I didn't just build the traditional wiki systems, kind of have a GitHub-like feature built into them where they're delting line for line. But and if I'd have tried to build that complexity where you kind of have a database table and you have a series of transactions where every change to the page is a transaction, and then you can have those deltas go backwards and forwards, that's hard. GitHub is hard. I'm glad someone else is writing it, and I'm glad I don't have to write it. And so I'm going to simplify the page history by doing nothing more than keeping the last 5 pages. Every time I save it and it changes, I'm going to put a history entry. And I'm going to limit those to 5. And I'm going to give myself a user interface that lets me go back to the previous one, or 2 back, or 1 back, and I'll make a little show me the differences between the current one and whatever. So if you go to Wikipedia, I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if I can log in and, okay, I'm going to move this down. I'm not going to edit anything. Am I logged in? Let me try to log in on Wikipedia. Do you know me? No, you don't. Well, I'm not going to do it then. So if you ever edited Wikipedia, you see what a real wiki thinks like, and it's really hard. But that way you can see like each change separately called out, and then revert each change of a document, not to the previous hour, right? And so I'm going to simplify this, and I'm going to waste a little space, and I'm going to try to get to the point where I have a history button. Manage pages, I'm going to have a history button here, and then something's going to happen. And we'll see how far I can get in AI. And so, again, let me talk a little bit more about the Bathrobe version of these Coding with AI with Dr. Chucks. I wake up in the middle of the night, and I can't go to sleep because I'm thinking page history. And so the only way I can get back to sleep is to work on page history. And if in the next 30 or 40 minutes I can make progress on page history, I'll go back and sleep like a baby. And then I'll wake up 5 hours later with a different thing in my head. So what I'm not going to do is wake up at 1 in the morning. It's currently 2:35 Eastern Time, a.m. I'm not going to take a shower and shave. I don't want to go back to bed after this. I'm tired. I'm not really all that awake. I was just awake enough for my body to say, man, I would rather you were working on the page tool right now. So here I am working on the page tool. So before we dive in, I want to talk a little bit about my robe. This is my bathrobe. I'm not going to get up and walk around. I'm just in my bathrobe so I can go back to sleep, throw the bathrobe off, go back to bed with no shaving. My hair can stick up, doesn't matter. But I want to tell you about this bathrobe. So this bathrobe is very special to me. And I'll pause while I'm setting things up on another screen for you to figure out why I love this bathrobe. And by the way, my wife hates this bathrobe. You'll see that it's got like threads coming off of it. Where are the threads? There's threads coming off this bathrobe because I've worn it so much. So you're still working on why I'm wearing this bathrobe and what this bathrobe means. And I'll give you a clue in just a second. It's going to take me a second. Come on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So here is the clue to why this bathrobe. And for those of you who have watched my courses for years, it will come as no surprise that this bathrobe is a reference to the movie Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And of course, if you ever taken my class and one of the multiple choice answers is 42, it's the right answer. And so, of course, the thing that happens in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is Arthur Dent comes running. Arthur Dent is waking up and, oh shoot, I forgot. Figure out what this guy's name is. That's Zaphod Beeblebox, and that's the guy that looks like a Honda minivan. So this guy says, you got to get up. We got to go. They're going to destroy your thing. And he was just getting ready. He was in the middle of shaving, and he gets out of Earth, and then Earth is destroyed. And so throughout the whole movie, this guy is walking around in his bathrobe because he was getting woken up, getting ready to shave, and had to leave the entire planet for his own survival. And then, of course, hilarity ensues. So I have a green bathrobe. I think I got it on Amazon. And I wanted to, and you also know, if you watched my stuff for a while, I have a race car in the 24 Hours of Lemons. And this is Sakai, but I always wanted to build a race car that was based on Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So everyone in my team could, and I wanted to get a red car, and I wanted to build a car that looks like this shuttlecraft with little things on the side. But I guess if I make enough money on my online courses, I will build a red race car. I think I'm going to build it out of a Chevy Cobalt, and then put pods on it and build a bunch of custom stuff on it. That takes longer than you think, a lot of effort. And then we can all wear Arthur Dent, or maybe I make one of those things too. I forget his name. It's frickin' 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not really thinking about this. So here we go. Enough of the lead up. Welcome again to the first edition of the Bathrobe coding session, AI bathrobe coding session with Dr. Chuck. I apologize for my hair. I apologize for my stubble. I apologize for being confused. And I apologize for my voice because I'm recovering from a spring cold, and so I'm drinking Pedialyte instead of coffee, which I'm usually drinking coffee, but I'm just drinking Pedialyte. So I'm kind of sipping Pedialyte to kind of keep my electrolytes up because I'm drinking a bunch of water, and so I apologize if I'm a little zoned here. So you can also call this like Dr. Chuck doing AI coding in his robe while he's not feeling good and drinking Pedialyte. Okay, so here we go. When you're doing this stuff, I got a new chat. Oh, here's one I just finished. I added some stuff to a data model and for due dates, because that's another thing that's on my list is due dates. And so I'll get to that. But somehow my brain said, let's do page history. And the reason it wanted to do page history was because I think my brain came up with a feasible, tractable data model for it. And it's like, I like it. This is going to be easy, and it's not going to take long. And we'll see how long this takes. You start a watch. It says 2:42 a.m. How long did it take for this feature? How long until I submit this feature and put it in production? I mean, we'll do it if I go well enough. And part of these whole things is, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know, right? Maybe this will be a disaster. I feel good about it. I've been working with AI long enough. Okay, let's start talking to AI. Hello, happy little, and I'm using the Composer. I've used 60% of my total usage. I gotta stop, take a break, but nah. Okay, so the Pages tool. Here's the controller for the Pages tool. Needs a history feature. I want keep it really simple. I want a new table. New table. Good thing AI can fix my damn spellos. I just hate new tables. So let's take a look at the tables. Here's the tables. Pages, not badges, pages. Pages are in this table. Here's the structure of that table. So we got a page ID, a course ID, the title, a logical key that has to do with when you're in Pages. Well, see this link here. No, you can't see it because I'm in the way. This link, course-outline, down in the left, I got to stay here, but in the lower left, you see it's course-outline-spring 2026. So what it needs to do is when this page, it takes this title, removes spaces and whatever, and then puts dashes in and makes it all lowercase. and makes a logical key so that they can look up when it's like processing links like this. It can quickly look up. No, not that one. Oh, it can quickly look up course-outline-spring 2026 and then show the right page efficiently. So that's kind of a logical key for the page. That changes every time you change the title. You got to get used to that, but that's how a lot of these wiki systems work. The body, whether it's published, whether it's the main page, the front page, all this is just directly from the user interface. Is it published? You can work on pages. It's the main page. Main page is the one that shows up when you go to pages, and the front page is the one that shows up here. And I think I must have the main page and the front page be the same ones. Yeah, so this one is published, it's the main page, and it's the front page. So that's the data model. But I'm not going to mess this up, right? This data model is so beautiful. The UI for it just directly drives it. So I'm going to do a many-to-one table that I'm going to call page_history. Okay? So called page_history that keeps the last 5 versions of the page when we A, save a page, and B, that page is different than the previous page. If a save is done with no change to the content, including title, we don't want a history item entry generated, because I just want to keep the most recent 5 pages. So I only want changed pages in history. That's probably a good enough prompt. It understands this code base pretty well. That's a good enough prompt to kind of get the save part work. But here's the thing. It's kind of amazing. I want to build a history viewer. For history viewer, it needs, if there is history, in the manage pages, the manage pages screen, add a history button. History button, and then show the history the available histories. Have a feature, show the deltas. And then have a feature to pick one of the histories and then here's a TV in the background, which is annoying. Okay. Feature to pick one of the histories. If we pick a previous version of a page, it becomes current version of the page, and the current version of the page, well, in the restored version is deleted from history, and the previous current version is pushed on the top of the history stack. Now what's cool is if you get this right, I mean, AI knows, okay, I'm just going to hit enter. I'm done talking. I know fixing typos doesn't matter. So here we go. Boom. Now it wrote the pages code. It wrote that pages code in early December. That doesn't mean it's great, but I've looked at it, and it, luckily, because the data model and the UI was so it's creating the page history table and database migration, because I've got this migration system I built, but it knows how to do that. So it's updating this database.php file. Then it's picked the right one. It's picked the right database file. What? Fixing the database file. Did I already have a page? I could not have a page history. It must have done it twice itself. I didn't have a page history table. Okay, keep going. I love to watch it thinking, because it's confused at times, and sometimes I will see something go by while it's thinking, and like, oh wait, you're going down the wrong path, and I'm like, stop. Okay, implementing the edit history U. Holy crap, it's already implementing the history logic in the history UI. History restore implementations. Oh, this is going to be cool. Pages.php. It's busy. It is definitely busy. It is writing in the controller. It's making changes in this file. So we can take a look at the changes it's making here. Yeah, so it's building routes to the views. Those are view routes. Content changed. I told it, like, check to see the content. Don't just spin out history entries every time I press save. I want you to see I want you to look at the old, look at the new, and only add history if you're going to do that. So now it's, oh really? You want it? Oh, so we might argue. It looks like it's putting a history ID. Let's go back and look at that database again. I want to open that in a new window. I want them both open, knucklehead. Okay. So, I don't know. Did it make a primary key, right? Page ID is a foreign key. Context ID is a foreign key. So I don't like this data model already, right? So this is an unnecessary. Context ID is unnecessary because page already has context ID in it. And if we are going to do a foreign key to page ID, why have context ID? You'll see me work on this in a second. So this is why I like to review it. And now the history ID, I was thinking of not having a primary key for this. Now I'm going to argue with AI because I thought the timestamp would be enough. So the page I was going to make as a primary key and unique key, the page ID plus saved at, and not need a separate auto increment primary key. So I gotta write a note down of things to talk about. So, do we need an ID? And then context ID feels redundant. I don't want to break AI's train of thought right now because it's building a bunch of stuff and it did a great job, right? And I'm going to guess that we're going to find that this works surprisingly well after one prompt. So we'll just keep it. It's on GitHub, so if this goes bad, I just revert. Okay, so I gotta not use my production. I gotta use, okay, gotta log into my local copy of everything. And now I go into pages. What? Oh, I don't have any on my local thing. That's confusing. So, oh, wait a sec. Does it not know me as an instructor here? Did I wipe out my database recently? I must have. Okay, so I gotta go promote my, who am I logged in as? I'm pretty sure I'm logged in as drchuck@gmail.com. So I have this thing where I have to promote certain users inside these courses because these are all, this now has a membership and I have a role and stuff. And so I've got to promote drchuck@gmail.com up to an instructor so that the rest of the UI knows I'm an instructor. So I have to go into what the? It doesn't, well, it's okay. I'm going to go grab that instructor password, the administrator password. Oh, wait. Which one am I working on? I am not even working in its DJ Freedom. Wow. I reset my database. And that was because I was checking database migrations. So I still need to, but I'm doing this in Django for everybody. I can do these Sugi changes in any of my top level Sugi classes. And so I'm doing my local Django for everybody. Let me get the, okay, so I'm going to go to, so I got to administer here. Oh, but it knows that password. Okay, so here we go. And now what I have to do, I'm in the admin. This is the sort of the super user. Going to look at the contexts, and I'm working on Django for everybody in this particular case. And so this is my membership record, and I can do what I call a role override. This has to do with LTI. So now I'm going to upgrade this person to instructor. My roles are very simple in Sugi. So now I have to go back up here, and I think that it won't know that I am a super user. Oh, I am instructor now, so the manage page is here. Internal database error. Oh. Okay. Wait, what happened here? There we go. So I was surprised myself. So I talked about the fact that I got to do these database migrations, and so get status. I'm in the right, make sure I'm in the right folder. Yeah. So I've got to go into cd admin and then say php upgrade.php, and that will rerun the migrations. And the migration is going to create a new database. Yeah, it just created that. Oh, that's okay. I'm going to argue later with AI about the data model that it created. I think I'll win one argument and lose one argument, but that's okay. That's fun. But the problem was it was accessing that table. Boop, there you go. So it was accessing the table before I'd created it with I hadn't run the migrations first. So if you're taking the Django class, you see I'm doing migrations in PHP that I invented. And actually, my migrations in PHP look like Moodle's migrations, which I actually have great respect for. Sometimes I build my own stuff, as you well know. This is one of those things where I have not regretted. I kind of despise Django migrations, and I love Moodle's migrations. That's a long story some other time. If you want to hear about my rant about migrations, and I've spent a lot of time fighting with ChatGPT about migrations for new projects that I'm going to do. Like it's trying to have it convince me that I can use somebody else's piece of shit migration, because okay, stop, Chuck. You're getting yourself distracted here. Let's go add a page. Oh, here's some stuff. Let's put a paragraph in and let's create it. Okay, so let me do this. Let me go to the database real quick. Boom. Let me hit a reload here and go into this Sugi database, look at my tables, and say pages. Yeah, pages. Look, I got a page. Oh, that's probably from another site. So I kind of screw around and use different. I have all my stuff running locally, but one database. So it does get confused at times, but I kind of know what I'm doing. So page history, empty. So let's go make a change to a page and see if the history works. So 1, 2, 3, let's save it. Ka-ching. Look at that. History button shows up. Remember, this is one prompt, right? One prompt in about 3 minutes. So let's go here. Let's look at this file that it created. It basically had the title, it had the body, and it has the page ID. Oh, no, that's just page ID is 2. That's how it's doing a foreign key for me. Oh, look at that. That's the neat thing of PHP MyAdmin, showing kind of like the traversal of the foreign key. Okay. So let's edit it again. 4, 5, 6. I'm going to get back to bed pretty soon because I'm going to be so satisfied. So what do we got for history? No, look at that. What the hell is that? Okay, it's doing something. That view diff is blowing up hard. Well, this is where you just go and say, you wrote this code, AI. Figure it out. Go read that traceback. It's your fault, not my fault. I'm blameless in this situation. You're supposed to be right. Okay. It's late at night. I don't even remember how I make CSRF work, but it looked at my code, and I'm sure I could figure out how I made CSRF work in this. Let's just see what we're doing, because it was making a form, right? It was probably building a form and grabbing the CSRF and dropping it in the form, being a good guy. Oh, so there we go. It's right. It's there. Now, here's the cool thing. If I was building this without AI, I think I could get myself to this point. If we do, let's just do a quick get diff and see how much code it wrote. And so far, it's stunning. I mean, stunning. Get status. It changes the database model and it changes my controller. So far, it's all UI stuff. So let's do get diff. Boom. Routing. It checks to see if it's showing a history button or not. It's changing the save code to add history. And then it's probably going to build the history view. Yeah, so now we've got the history view, because that's how controllers work. The way I've built it is there's, sort of different routes go to different methods. That's really pretty. And so that's the code to do whatever. And then history restore is another view. And then that's just analytics. That's more data model stuff. Okay, so the diff part. So again, the restore and the creating of the history, that'd take 2-3 hours, but I'd have done it. The question was this view diff. I have an imagination about how that might work. I would have to really concentrate to build one. AI has already built me one. I don't know. What if I hate it? We'll see. AI builds me UIs. I start talking about it. And that's one of the things I really like about AI. Without further ado, we're going to hit this button. It'll probably blow up. It did blow up. That's so awesome. What the heck is happening? There we go. Reference error, diff not defined. So what's happening, let's clear this. When I click on this button, I'm getting a console, a JavaScript error. What are you talking about? JavaScript error. Okay. JavaScript error. So what do? Dude, you wrote this code. I'm getting a JavaScript error. You better look up that traceback for me. No. Oh, look at that. And this is why you watch. It already went by. CDN JS diff. It's finding a diff library online. I did not tell it to do that. So let's go back. Let's go to the network. Let's hit refresh here. Let's look for diff. It is finding a thing called JS diff. So it, like I said, I would have no, I eventually would develop, and I do a bunch of Googling and say, what's a good way to diff two files? But apparently there's a really cool thing called JS diff. And so it's using it. JS diff. Okay. And it found that, it noticed that. It's like, oh, and if I paste in the console thing, look, it had that error. I didn't realize that was the error, right? And I gave it that. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop this down a little bit. Let's clear this. Let's hit refresh and see if. Look at that. I think I've used this code before. I've used JS diff in some auto grader somewhere. So so it's got a text diff, right? Now, here's the deal. This may be stupid. I may not like it. But you know what? It works. And I can complain about it later. So let's edit the page. And this time, let's put some, I don't know. Let's put some stuff in here. Oh, I got to fix that hello world. Hang on a sec. I got to edit that hello world out. Remember, I put that in just to show you I could edit the production page, and I forgot to take it out. Okay, save page. Okay. So go back here. I just want some text. So I'm going to grab it, this text, put it in this page. Boom. Okay, so we're going to save this page. So let's look at history. Now we might want to see how dramatically this changed. Let's just tell it to do that right now. For the history view, please add the number of characters for each page so we can see when large amounts of text. See, I didn't plan this. But now that we got AI, my brain just as a usability said, man, it'd be great to have a number of characters here. So because I just made a change where I added a bunch and now I don't know which one is which. I could figure it out by times, but why not? Why not just use, while we're here, put a number up here. So there we go. It's adding another column. Course. The date is in there. It just changes the select statement a little bit. Is it done? Oh, I can say keep. It's done. Okay, so let's just hit a reload. What the heck? Edit page. Did I update the page? History. How can it be 31 characters? How can it be 31 characters? Oh, the current one has a lot more characters than any of the old versions. So if I look at history, I'm confused because I don't see how many characters that the current version has. So I need to add a line. Let's add a line. To the history list for the current version, including update date and number of characters. It, of course, has no diff or restore for the current one. Ready? How long is it going to take you? I mean, I have high confidence that it's just going to do it. How long? Watch this little button down here. See how long it says until we say keep. Looks like we're like 10, 12 seconds in. It's taking longer than I thought. Okay, here we go. That's already in place. What? History table. So here's the thing. I think it like sort of double checked itself and says it's already done. Like it wasn't already done before I prompted you. So let's say keep and let's see what we got. So we're going to look at the diff. Look at that. It put a little blue current there. Let's do an accessibility check. We got one contrast error. Check that out. What's that? Let's say goodbye to that. We got one contrast error and 2 alerts. So let's see what the contrast error is. Let's fix the area. So very low contrast. So the way to do this is let's go find where the very low contrast is. Current. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, and again, this is a perfect example of why vibe coding like bytes. It's the reference. Oh, I don't want that. Code. So I'm going to go and I'm going to copy the HTML that it thinks is bad. And then I'm going to go in. I'm going to say the current button or badge you added fails wave contrast. Boom. So I'm checking accessibility right away. Because why put code out if it's, why like put out crap code? See? Label info. And again, this is, oh wait, hang on. Okay. So now we're going to go down the rabbit hole a bit. Okay. So let's check wave again. No errors. What's the alert? Let's take a look at the details. Skipped heading level. So I got an, okay. I will come back to these. Okay, I will fix these. There's alerts. I generally fix everything. I fix everything down to alerts. Unless I can't fix it. Sometimes it's like, you link to YouTube and that's an alert. I'm like, bite me. And so, like, I'm going to link to YouTube. And, people get all wedgy about YouTube. Like, look, blind people can use YouTube, okay? Quit giving me whatever, growl. But I do love Wave, by the way. That's just a plugin. That's what I'm doing there is 100% free, and it's tasty and yummy. Okay, so let's see. What did I want to fix first? Okay, so here is a problem. Okay. We have 2 ways to fix the contrast. I foolishly to the label info in this code base, and then go fix Bootstrap. Okay. So here is how I'm using like an old Bootstrap, because I'm using Bootstrap 3, I think, because this code is so old. So instead of like forcing it all to go to Bootstrap 4, which AI could do, but it would break everything, I'm just patching the accessibility screw ups in Bootstrap 3. Here's how we do it. I have a CSS file that all pages include, including this one, that patches bad accessibility in Bootstrap 3. So I got to give it that CSS file, and that's in Sugi static, find star patch, star okay, so gotta kind of, I wish I could have multiple folders open at the same time in Cursor. So I've got 2 projects, and I gotta tell it to work on another project temporarily. It does it. I just gotta give it a reference to the file that needs work. Oops. I have a CSS patcher here. Open dot. In that file, let's fix label info pass wave. I think this is easy for it if I've got it to the right place in the code base to work. So it changed back to label info, and it's reading accessibility patch. Yeah. Right. What the hell? Oh, okay. I'd already done it for label info, so we're going to keep it. Let's go into my terminal and do a git diff. No, that whole duplicate must have been it working. So, okay, so it's tweaked. I'm sure it's tweaked that blue color to just be a little, oh, wait, cancel. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to turn styles off. We're going to turn wave off, and we're going to hit refresh. Oh, look at that. It changed, right? So now I'm going to hit wave. So that now has reloaded that patch CSS. And what am I looking for? The reload the patch CSS. Let's go to wave. Wave's happy. We're going to come back to those alerts, and we can inspect it. We already know that it changed the label info, so we're good. That was nice. And I was having it work on 2 things. I will go commit this to that other project. So I have this file, all these static files hosted on a really fast Cloudflare. And I'll have to make sure that before I run this in production, that I kind of update the Cloudflare and get the caching so that it's all recached. But all this right now is just an accessibility fix. I'm writing the best code. I write the code I want in here, wherever that was. Label info, somewhere down here. Yeah, it's in there. Okay, so while we're at it, let's go futz with the WCAG some more. Let's do wave, and then we don't need that anymore. Let's view the details. We've got skipped heading level. Let's go find, where is the skipped heading level? I'll just say Wave is complaining about a skipped heading level. With AI, these things are so easy to fix. So you might, if you were like negotiating with somebody who was forcing you to fix accessibility, you might say, well, it's just an alert. It ain't a big deal. Don't worry about it. Don't be so complaining about it, right? And let's see. It's like, oh yeah, H4, H2, modal title, subsection, page heading. Yeah, I don't even give a crap about that. But apparently, like, Wave cares about it, right? The headers in HTML have always been a frickin' disaster because they look ugly. Now the beauty is they're all completely styled now, but we would do things like use H4s because they were the right size and font that we want, which is dumb. But it's okay now. So we got one more alert. Let's see. And this is where like, oh, I love it. It's very small text. Oops. It's very small text. I'm so sad. See how I made it small text? This is where I like, oh, you Wave people are pissing me off. So it's too small for people who are reading it. Now, for blind people, it's okay because they don't care about that. But for people like me who have glasses, it's too small. And so I'm going to tell it, and it's going to fix it, and I'm not going to like the UI. You understand? I'm going to be like, I'm going to tell it, and it's going to fix it, and we're going to bow to the Wave gods. The badge is giving Wave indigestion. Very small text. Yeah, okay. Come on, AI. You're slowing down on me. That's so easy to fix. Well, let's give it a second. Let's play with our stuff. What I was doing was I wanted to make a big change to my file and then see how the diff tool, not that I'm going to complain too much, but I just wanted to see how it handled going from 31 to 1,000 characters. Okay, that's not too bad. So then let's make another change and see how the diff handles that. And so we're going to edit the page again, and I'm just going to say access code is CA for E42. Another Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference, right? So I'm going to only change one line. I'm going to change one character in one line, and we're going to see how the diff works there. So we go to history now. So it's 1,004 characters. It didn't change in size, and I can do the diff. Yeah, that's pretty crappy. That's a pretty crappy diff. Huh. So, oh, there we go. We'll keep that. So now let's hit the refresh. What? Look, it got bigger. And I think it's ugly, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's not my opinion that matters. Like, I'm going to guess this is wrong too. Alerts. Yeah. Your badges on the manage pages, give, wave, similar concern. Please fix. I'm not working on that, but we might as well fix the badges on manage page while we're at it. These little badges are too small for old people like me. I think they're cute because they're small. They're just not that important. But I guess that's a thing where you kind of want to say it's not so essential. It's just a little badge. But, if you're sitting on a phone trying to read the damn thing, I would curse, the creators of this website if I had to pull my car over to the side. Never mind. I don't do that. Okay, how are we doing? Are you going fast again? Yeah. So that just fixed this one. Little badges. My little badges get bigger. Yeah, there you go. Little badges got bigger. Okay, so let's go back to history. And I'm going to make a complaint. So this JS diff feature, when I have HTML and change with HTML with several paragraphs, and change 2 characters in the middle, 1 paragraph, it triggers, it sees the entire text as 1 diff. It seems to be stripping HTML tags and the new lines before diffing, so it is always diffing 1 super long line, which is pretty useless. So it seems to know about this. So I'm not reading documentation on this JS diff thing. Okay, let's just see how it did it. Whoa, HTML to plain lines. Oh, I bet that's because the text editor that I'm using does that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So now I made a single character change, and so now the text diff looks yummy. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. So I'm guessing this whole edit page thing collapses these things. Problem is it wasn't the diff tool that was doing everything as 1 long line. It's probably this, and we can check that really quick by looking in the database. Let's go into the database and go browse the database, and we can look here, and you see that's the HTML that it's doing, and it sees no urge to put new lines in. And so it turned out that AI, to help me out, is throwing new lines in, and then the diff works a lot better. History diff. Yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. So let's put this in production. It's 3:29 a.m. on a Thursday. We're going to upgrade production. So this is cafree.com. This is my production system. Let's see. Let me do some stuff off screen. So first I gotta get into the VPN. Long passwords. And then I gotta separately auth to my, oh, wrong thing. Wrong two-factor. Yeah, you don't see that, so it's okay. Okay, so then let me log into the production server. Now I can't show you this because it reveals IP addresses and stuff. So I'm just trust me that I'm doing this. Okay, the production server is upgrading. The code's being pulled for a whole bunch of sites because this is used across a bunch of sites. Did I commit this? I didn't commit it. So I forgot to commit it. So that production upgrade didn't do anything. So let's do this. Git commit -a, add history feature, 2 pages. I hate making typos. I need some AI to fix typos in my commit messages before I send. I'm sure there's a way. I'll just go ask AI, how do you make typos and commit messages get fixed? So I get push, so that's sending it up. And now I go back in this off-screen thing and I re-upgrade production. And one thing I'm looking for as I re-upgrade production is, let me see if I can show you some of this. No, I can't because then I'm seeing IP addresses. It's just blowing through. I gotta watch. Is it changing the databases? Yes, it is. So all that migration that it built the database migration. My database migrations are running in production because I got this script that pulls the new code and then upgrades the databases automatically, because at some point I just let that happen in a cron job. Sugi, I built this like deploy to production rapidly kind of thing. I could use a little unit testing. So now we can go to cafree.com and we can test our new feature in production. So let's go into pages. Let's edit this page. Let's change this material is very cool. Let's save it. And let's go into history. That's new. That's the feature we just built in the last hour. And let's look at the diff. And this week's material is very cool. Oh, now we got to test one thing I never tested. I don't like this one. I want to restore it. We never tested restore. We're going to do it live. We're going to do it in production. Current version we saved to history. Thank you, AI. Ka-chunk! So let's take a look at what we got. The new video, awesome. Okay, that's cool. So I didn't test it. I just tested in production. And let's take a look at the history. And so now what you see is, remember I told it when you restore, you delete from the history and make it the current, and then push the other one back down. And so you can see you see the diff between what was there before now. And so this is version 2. And that's version 1, and it's exactly as I would expect. So I'm going to run on to another server and upgrade I got 2 production servers. And I'm going to upgrade that one too. What the hell? I mean, the bottom line is that if this stuff works, it's just better to get it into production. It's just better to get it into production and like crash and burn, and then fix it quick. And the beauty is that if someone's auto grader stops working for 4 minutes, They survive that. I'm not the phone company, although the phones crap out too, so my reliability. This is a page that shows my reliability. These are my systems that I upgrade, just like I'm showing you it. Between 3:30 and 3:35, Thursday, March 12th, I upgraded production. No, those aren't mine servers. I mean, those are Django servers that are running on Python Anywhere, but like all these things, you see how, and I upgrade this stuff all the time, but I have a whole methodology for how to upgrade to production. I have a former student who worked at Shazam, and he told me that, and he was a real expert at production systems. He did production systems at Yahoo. He did productions. He worked on Google. He's worked at many of the Silicon Valley companies. Former student of mine, one I stayed in close touch with from the 80s. And what he told me was that you need to teach developers to roll to production, and then you have to have a rolling roll to production so that the developers can roll to Brazil's production. This is a big company, and there's enough to catch when you break production so that the developer like rolls to Brazil and doesn't roll to the whole world, and Brazil breaks and they get a text, and then what they do is they go fix Brazil. I mean, they broke Brazil, and then after 30 minutes after it runs and it passes all the tests, and that teaches you a different way of release management, right? And that I've adopted that release management strategy for Sugi, but it's hard to scale because I wrote all the code. So I can sit here and I can do an AI thing, and I can do a get diff, and I can assess instinctively how likely it is for me to break production. So let's test my other server, the most important server of all, www.py4e.com. So this is Python for everybody. If this don't work, my phone rings off the hook 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I just upgraded it. Upgraded it to add pages, to do some pages stuff. So let's see what pages we got. Let's just add a new page. Yada, 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 yada. Create the page. Let's edit this page. Save that. We got a history. Do a diff. Looks great. So we didn't break Python for everybody. I do a sort of a smoke test on a couple things. Like, did I break the auto? Even though I'm nowhere near the auto grader. I know that, right? I knew that. I'm going to go test the auto grader again to see if it auto grades, and that works. I'm going to test a quiz and pass that quiz, and it works. Not pass it, but just get a bad grade on it. Check to see that discussion starts. Check to see that works. Check to see assignments works. Check to see notifications works. Check to see that the map works. I didn't touch any of this, but I just don't. So this is kind of my 2-minute run through of the features. And I did touch pages, but we already tested that. Does analytics still work? Yeah, analytics is working. I didn't break that. Badges. Badges is awesome. Yeah, I earned a badge. Oh, I know. I want to put a share to Twitter and a share to Facebook and a share to whatever. But now I'm tired. So I added a thing to say share to Twitter. So now I'm tired. Now I'm tired. I can go back to sleep because in 1 hour, basically an hour and 20 minutes, I woke up with the insane need to build a history for the Pages tool in Sugi, Computer Architecture for Everybody, and Python for Everybody. And it's now 3:40, and I can go back to sleep. Now, I may not go back to sleep too long, because about 6 in the morning, it's going to say, hey, dude, remember that badges idea you had toward the end of the last session? We got some more sleep, and you're ready. I'm ready to wake you back up again and put you back to work and go work on the share badge to Twitter, which will be so damn easy, and it'll be fun. It'll be even less. This was, I think, how long is this running? Does it tell me? Yeah, hour and 15. Whole new feature, hour and 15. Plus me talking about my bathrobe. So I guess at the end of the day, cheers. Go to online.drchuck.com to see the courses that I teach. I'll just tease that I am coming up with a new way. You know me well that I have many outlets to my courses. I teach them on campus. I teach them on Coursera. I teach them on Free Code Camp. I teach them on www.cafree.com. And I've got a couple other things that I'm stirring the pot. I'm always interested in new forms of teaching and how to reach groups of students and get them materials that they need, and then make a little cash at the same time, because that helps support it takes a team of people to do what I'm doing, and so I can support those people. So feel free to like, share, and subscribe, or put a thanks in or something like that. Now I sound like a social media influencer, and I also sound like I'm a country western singer, because I'm still recovering from my cold, still pounding electrolytes. So, welcome to another AI Coding with Dr. Chuck in a bathrobe. Cheers.